What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, NVIDIA, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward, what's going on with CPI, what you should be watching for as we're seeing a very, very big reaction. But before I break you the devil's information, before I talk about the CPI report that's causing the market to launch, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon in just about a week. Anyways, for SPY, we're at new all-time highs. We're up 0.9% in the pre-market as of right now, trying to fight the resistance at 542. And overall, SPY is looking very, very strong and very bullish as long as we can try to break this resistance. So right now, the bulls have the edge. They're pushing the markets because CPI is coming in below expectations. This is exactly what I told you guys would happen if we got a good CPI. The market's going to be pushing SPYs in the 540s. And we're going to be looking at these numbers real quick. So when it comes to the markets, we just had CPI come out. Core CPI was at 0.2%. This is below expectations, and that's for month over month. Year over year was at 3.4% below expectations. Month over month for inflation for all items was at 0% below expectations, and then year over year for all items was at 3.3% below expectations. So everything was below expectations. The market is loving it. The market is squeezing. As a result of this, we're going to be looking for even more data. But so far, with the market pumping on this data, there's going to be more data coming out later on. At 2 p.m., we have the FOMC meeting. I can't wait to see what else is announced during this. So we have the interest rate hike decision coming out. This will likely be a pause on any rate hikes or cuts or anything like that. The Fed won't do anything. And then we have the press conference. Jerome Powell is going to likely be more optimistic, and this could pump the markets even more. So we'll just have to wait and see. As of right now, things are favoring the market pumping, and the market has a big edge. I also want to note that when it comes to the inflationary data, the last couple of inflationary readings have been kind of like more tame. If you look at like April, there's actually a bit of a downtrend month over month compared to March. Same thing in May. We're actually seeing core dropping quite a bit. Same thing with all items CPI. And the market is absolutely loving this. The market's going bananas thanks to this. And this is actually some very, very optimistic news. So moving forward, guys, we have more data. We have inflation and the Fed coming out. We're just waiting for the Fed in just a couple of hours, and so far things are looking pretty good. There's also some talk about OpenAI stirring fear amongst its current and former investors over the company's control of their shares. That's very important. I'm seeing some headlines about that. The market is currently kind of neutral. We'll see if this shifts once we get closer to greed. We're also seeing extreme greed making up momentum, and so far that's actually dictating our price action. On top of all of this, we also have a 99.7% chance the Fed is going to keep rates the same. That's not really what the worry is. The more important worry is going to be what they project for the later meetings. I'll be talking more about that later on. But so far, that's what we're looking at. Now let's just break down the charts and these levels. What do I see for the market moving forward? Here is my personal opinions. So for SPY, we're going to be looking at 542 as resistance. If we break this, I think we could go all the way up to 544, if not 545. If we keep breaking out, we have a lot more potential for upside. To come back down, I want to see it lose 540. If we lose 540, then yes, I could be looking for this imbalance down here to get filled at 537. That's like the high from yesterday during the after hours. So I think we're going to revisit 537 if we end up losing 540. Overall, though, the chart has no sign of weaknesses, just continuing to push. We could break past 542 and just continue to climb to 544. Overall, SPY is still favoring the bulls. There's no sign of a breakdown, and we're looking bullish on the 4-hour time frame. So we'll see if SPY can break 542. So far, it's looking more bullish, and overall, the bulls have the edge. For NVIDIA, we're trying to rebound a bit. If we do hold above 523, our next target will be 524.5. If we lose 523, we'll be dipping all the way down towards 520. Overall, the chart is looking more bullish, and NVIDIA has more potential upside. So far, so good from NVIDIA, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. But overall, it does look more bullish to me. For Bitcoin, we're also holding it very nicely. We'll have to see if we can try to break past 69,500. If we break this, I'll be looking for 70,000 as the next target. If we end up losing support at 68,900, we'll be dipping down to 68,500. So for all this chart's looking more bullish, we'll be looking for the 70,000 area to be tested. Bitcoin is still pushing, trying to fill these imbalances, and there is a lot of upside potential for this. If we break past 70,100, we also have another imbalance towards 71,000. That's going to be another potential target if we break this high right here. So overall, Bitcoin is looking more bullish. For the QQQ, the QQQ is currently testing resistance around 472.5. If we break this, we'll be looking at 474. If we lose this support, we'll be dipping all the way down towards basically we have 471 as our next potential support, and then 470 as two levels to watch for. Losing 470 would be a sign of weakness, and yes, this could start dipping all the way down towards lower levels. But overall, we're still looking more bullish, so we'll just be watching to see. We have some tough resistance on the QQQ. You guys can see how tough 472.5 is. So I'm just going to give this some time, but just note that overall the trend is still more bullish. For Aapl, we got a nice breakout, but we're testing 208 as resistance. We have support at 204. We might just continue to consolidate in this range, but if we lose 204, we could start dipping back down closer to 200. If we break 208, we could be looking for 210. We're just range bound on Aapl, so watch and see which way we end up breaking. For Supermicro, I'm just going to go over a few more, by the way. Supermicro has resistance around 800. We could get a little close to that, maybe go a little higher before it tries to reject. But there is a little downtrend that's kind of being established right here. So if you take a trend line like this, you guys can see we're just going to be watching these resistance levels. As of right now, we're kind of stuck right here. So we will see what this ends up doing. If we get a rejection here, we'll be dipping back down towards 772. So watch to see if we get a rejection off this trend line or not. But that's going to be pivotal for how we end up moving. For Coinbase is trying to push on the 4-hour time frame. If we break this resistance around 255, I'll be looking for this imbalance to fill at around 260. Overall, this is looking more bullish. Coinbase looks like it might try to go all the way up here. So I see upside potential in this chart. For Amazon, we're also trying to push up very nicely. Our next target, if we continue to hold 188, it's going to be 190. 190 where this imbalance is going to be our next target if we hold 188. If we fail to do so, we'll be dipping back down to 185. As of right now, the chart looks more bullish, like it wants to push. Meta is also trying to push. We're at 515 right now. If this breaks, 520 is going to be coming next. If we fail to hold 520, we'll be dipping down to 510. Overall, it still looks more bullish. For a few more, GameStop is looking a little bit more bullish. If we break the 30 area, I'll be looking for a push for 38 later on. I think we could be looking for a squeeze if we do hold above 30. If we lose it, we'll be dipping back down towards 28. And if that fails, this 25 is next. So I see potential in GameStop and also on AMC. If AMC could try to hold above 5.03, we could try to rebound. If we fail to hold this, we'll be dipping, but watch and see if we get a bounce. The memes may try to bounce as well. Anyways, that is it for the video. The market is squeezing. We're looking at new all-time highs. Make sure you watch the resistance levels I called out. The market already pumped so much. So we did get the pump we called out already. Now we're going to be testing some new resistance levels. But so far, the bulls are the ones who have the edge. So we'll see if we can break the new levels. This is new territory for the market. So give it the time it needs, and we'll see how we end up reacting. So far, we are looking like we favor the bulls as of right now. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys. And I'll see you guys very soon in just a couple of hours. Thank you, and peace out.